Hello, hello, and I am live. So I'm going to sit here and wait for you all to come in. I see some people coming in. Please say something. At the bottom of your screen, you should have an option to type or say something. Let me see. I hope you hear me. I see 10 people. Oh, welcome. I see 18 eyeballs. Welcome, ladies. There's a place to chat. I've never done a YouTube live before, but there's always a first time for everything, right? I see 20 eyeballs. Welcome, ladies. How do I see who you are? Participants. I see 23 people. I see 3 thumbs up. Yes, that's a good way of getting participation going. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. I see the numbers going up. Awesome. Amazing. A thumbs up is good. All right. Okay. I see we have 24 people in here. This is our kickoff meeting for the challenge that begins tomorrow. So I'm excited to have you all here. Thank you for the 15 thumbs up. I see 26 people, 27 people. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited for us to be doing this tonight. And I'm sorry for very last minute moving you over to YouTube instead of doing a Facebook Live. So as we speak, Janet Musimbi sent me a thumbs up. Thank you. You are able to send me a comment. I hope everybody can see the live chat. There's an option for you to say something. And I need everyone to find this because if you want to ask me questions as I'm speaking, you can do that. Judy Wanja just sent me a thumbs up in the chat. So we do have a chat feature where you can ask me something. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize my window briefly so that I can access some of the questions that I want to answer and some of the questions that I saw being asked in the community. But before I jump into that, let me begin by doing a proper introduction. 35 people, welcome, welcome. I hope everyone's having an amazing Sunday. If you are in Kenya, it's Sunday afternoon. If you are in the US, it is early morning. It is 7 p.m. my time. I'm in Vietnam, so I'm a few hours ahead of everybody. But it's good to have you here on a Sunday. I am so happy and so excited that you've agreed or decided to join the Weight Loss Jumpstart program that's kicking off tomorrow. So again, congratulations in taking a step of faith and being a part of this program. Now, before I jump into answering questions, sharing more information, let me do a quick recap on the rules for this community. As always, respect, support. If you don't have anything nice to say about someone's post, I advise you keep it moving. We are here to promote positivity and uplift each other in this journey over the next 10 days. I do also want to mention that this group has women from all over the world. This group is not a Kenyan group. This group is not an American group. This is a global community. For that reason, we are only engaging or participating in conversation in English. I don't want us making some people who might not understand a certain language feel unwanted or not included. So English is what we're speaking. We're not mixing any languages. It is 100% pure English out of respect for each other. And this is also why I choose to speak English, because I'm not speaking to a certain country. I'm speaking to the world, right? So I wanted to clear that up front. Now, the second thing I want to bring to your attention is I've seen a lot of people asking, so what are we doing for the 10 days? What's happening on Wednesday? Everything will be communicated in video form like this. Everything will be communicated in the Facebook group. The reason we're on YouTube today is because I went in Facebook earlier today, and for some reason, I've been blocked from Facebook. I can see comments. I can post not IG stories. I can post Facebook stories, but I cannot comment. I cannot post. I actually had to have one of my assistants put up the post that was asking you to come here on YouTube because I cannot do that. I'm trying to investigate. I've opened a ticket with Facebook to see why my credentials, my login cannot get into Facebook. That's why I figured we could use YouTube Live to do this kickoff session. So everything will be communicated in the Facebook group. The reason that I chose to make this challenge $10 or 1,000 bob is number one, I wanted the women who are willing to put some money or invest in their health to be part of this. The reason this cost is not a lot, it's very affordable, is also because I'm delivering this information by video. If I had to sit down and write a book and create a meal plan, that book would cost way more. But again, you are here because you are committed. So when I say to you, I want you showing up to these video sessions with a pen and a paper. I want you to take notes. I don't want to give you a summary, or I don't want to transcribe my conversation, because sometimes when you see something written, you read it, but you don't process it. You read it, but you don't retain it. But when you have to listen, to what I'm saying and you have to put it down on a pen and paper, guess what? For you to write it, it means you understand it. So I'm trying to help yourself by making sure that you understand what I'm asking you to do. So do not think of it as Jane is not giving us information the right way. The reason I'm doing it this way is because I want your active engagement and participation. How many of you have bought any of my products before? How many of you have bought the 10-day detox or eat clean, get lean, or workout 101? And you buy the book and you keep it because you know you have it, you never do it. And when you try to do it, you don't even do it correctly. How many of you have received some of my products or any weight loss digital product where you're like, oh, I have the book, I'll do it one day, and you never do it? That's the same thing with this. When you know the video is there, you don't pay attention because you think you're going to go back and look at it. And then guess what? 6 months later, you didn't even go back. Beatrice is the first person to put up her hand. So the reason I'm making this challenge based, I'm making this challenge revolving around the Facebook group is because I want you to realize we only have 10 days. In these 10 days, I'm going to give you my best. I'm going to give you my high level best tips for weight loss. But I need you to be here. I need you to be committed. I want you to show up. I want you to take notes. I want you to ask questions. I want you to take action because weight loss doesn't happen osmotically. You have to take action. And I'm here to tell you exactly what to do. But guess what? You have to do it. I can't do it for you. Does everybody agree? I can do it for you? Yes? So that said, today I'm going to do a recap of what everybody needs to do starting tomorrow, Monday. I do not want you worrying right now about what you're doing on day 8 or day 9, because when I give you everything at one go, it's going to sound overwhelming. So I need you ladies to trust me. I need you to know that there's a reason behind my madness and why I'm giving you information in bits and pieces, because I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. Some of you are mothers, businesswomen, you have jobs, you have husbands, you have a busy life, and you want to lose weight, but you don't want to feel like it's too much. I can't take it. That's why I'm breaking it down in steps. So I want everyone to take their pen and write the following. On Tuesday, January 14th, I'm going to do a video. I'm going to tell you what you're doing for phase 2. This is Tuesday, January 14th. I'll tell you what is changing in your nutrition for phase 2. January 14th, Tuesday. I need you to dedicate about 10 to 20 minutes max to be able to watch my video, listen, take notes so you can be ready. On Friday, January 17th, will be another video talking to you about phase 3 of the program. So Tuesday the 14th, Friday the 17th, those are 2 days where I come on air. I come and do a video that tells you what you're doing in the next phases. But again, I only want us to focus on each step at a time. On Sunday at a similar time like right now, we will have another session just like this. This is a Q&A session. And Q&A is always for you to ask questions. In the middle of the week, if you have questions, you'll post them on the posts. Every single post asks you to do something. Say done below. Say you understand. What do you think? Participation is key, ladies. My top performers, the women who lose a lot of weight working with me during in my coaching program, the women who do the best, the women whose before and after pictures you see, those are the women who do the work. Like I said in the welcome video, you're either the best student in the class, sitting in the front, you're not backbenching, you're not the one showing up to class late, you're doing your homework. A good student gets the best results. And I know all of you, all 500 of you, I'm claiming that you're all amazing students. Can I see your hand up if you're a good student? Let me see a thumbs up. Let me see a hands up. Let me see who's listening. Can I get a yes, a good student? Can I get some feedback in the comments, in the chat box? So now that you know what to expect as far as phase 2 and 3 go, now let us talk about, okay, Beatrice, Faith, I see you. Asha, Nduta says, I'm glad to be here. Lydia says, yes. Lydia says, yes. Wanjiko, Ruth. Okay, I see. I'm a good student. Chibuzo. Joy says, yes. Awesome. Like I said, we are 500 women in this challenge. You're all winners. You're all amazing because you've taken the step to be here. Nduta, Judy, Janet, Yvonne, Jane Kinothia, I see you. Salmashin, I see you all. You're amazing. Now let's talk about Monday. I know I gave you some information in the welcome video, but I've seen questions. So I'm going to go through a high-level summary of what everyone needs to do starting tomorrow, day 1. And as I'm speaking, if there are questions coming up, let me know. So I'm going to go straight into what are we eating day 1, day 2, day 3. Day 1, day 2, day 3 is all about removing all the foods that have brought us here today, the foods that have helped us gain weight that no longer serve us, that we do not need to be eaten, because 2020 is our year of transformation. 2020 is the year when losing weight stops becoming a resolution. Let me ask this question. How long have you been trying to lose weight? Is it 2 months? Is it 2 years? Is it 3 years? I want comments. Be honest. How long have you been trying to lose weight? Is it a year, 2 years? Let me see some comments below. I started trying to lose weight in 2008, and it took me 2 years trying. It was the 3rd year where I committed and I did the work. For me, it took me 2 years. I thought there was a shortcut, so I was trying all the wrong things. 2 years of doing some bullshit and finally realizing I need help. I can do it. Okay. Beatrice is honest. She says 5 years. Chibuzo says over 10 years. Thank you for being so honest. Ruth says 3 years. Mary says 3 years. Wanjiko says 2. Pauline says 4. Joy says 2. Nduta says, how long have I been alive? How long have I been alive? I don't know. I'm not sure how old you are. Judy says 6 years. Emily, 2 years. Wanjiko, 5 years. Salmation, 4. Lydia, 3. Cynthia, I've been on and off for about 9 years. Jane says, as long as I can remember me being me. Ladies, as you can see, you're not by yourself. You're not the only one struggling with weight problems. And I'm honored that you are able to be honest in this chat, because there's some women who cannot even admit that they've been trying. They hide the truth from themselves, but that is not you. Sonny says 10 years. Yvonne says 2 years. It doesn't matter how long you've been trying to lose weight. It doesn't matter that you lost it and you gained it. It doesn't matter that you failed. The only thing I want you to worry about right now is, I didn't know what to do, but here now today, I'm in the right place. I know this is going to work. And by the way, you must believe with everything in your heart. You must believe that this time it will work. You must believe that this is the year where I get my breakthrough and this weight no longer bothers me. If you cannot believe and feel this, ladies, if you do not have this conviction in you, it doesn't matter if the best trainer in the world, the best nutritionist in the world, the best of the best world-class people come to help you. There are certain things that we have to be able to process on our own. So let me ask you, now that we've shared how many years we've been trying to lose weight, why do you want to lose weight? Why is losing the 10 pounds or 20 kilos, or why do you want to lose weight? Let me get some feedback below. What is it going to do for you? What will be different about your life? Think about your social life, your work, your business, your relationships with your kids, your husband, your dating life. Why do you want to lose weight? What will change besides, of course, the physical? Weight loss has to be deeper than physical. I'm going to use myself as an example. In 2008, when I started trying to lose weight, I needed to lose weight because I was in a very negative space. I was almost depressed. I had just gone through a divorce and I was feeling very unworthy. I was feeling very, my self-esteem had taken a nosedive rather. I needed to feel good about myself. I needed my confidence to come back because I almost became a different person. I almost couldn't even recognize myself in the mirror. Like, who is this? What happened to Jane? And this is all because I'd gone through something traumatic, and escaping or trying to deal with that traumatic thing by eating, I gained weight. And my aha moment came when I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, oh my God, how can I live life like this? How can I even begin dating when I look like this? Like, my life is in such bad shape. I need to do something that will help me first. Until Jane is good, nothing in my life is going to work. That was why I needed to lose weight. So Pauline says to remain healthy considering my age. Health, I think, is also for everyone. Nobody wants to die tomorrow with diabetes. So I always say health is it's a good reason, but it's not a deep reason. Like, it needs to be more deeper than that. Now, if you say to me, because I have diabetes and I need to get off my medication, that makes sense. But just health, I think there are deeper things than health. Emily says to feel good about myself. Faith, I want my self-confidence back. Mary, I want to look fit and get more confident, comfortable in my own skin, be able to walk, feel good, healthier, be more healthy, feel good about myself. To what you're saying, totally, Chibuzo says, totally relate to what you're saying, Jane. Jane says something good: to avoid feeling tired and unnecessarily and have confidence. Look good, feel good. So Anita says to fit into my old clothes. So let me tell you in a nutshell why women, we want to lose weight. This is everybody. And if I'm wrong, tell me. The reason we want to lose weight is simply because we want to feel good about ourselves. We want to dress up and look in the mirror and smile and say, woo, who's that babe in the mirror? She looks amazing. And when you have that feeling in you, the moment you open the door and step out into the world, let me tell you, ladies, the world bows down to you because your energy is elevated. You are so grounded in who you are. You walk into that job interview, you get the job. You meet that guy at the bar, he proposes the next week. Life bows down to a good feeling. When you feel good about who you are, the world is your oyster. I don't know what else to say. And I know this from experience. And I like telling people, 10 years ago, after going through my transformation, I worked in technology. I went to school for computer science. I only began doing health and fitness as far as a business. I just quit my job in April 2018. I'm now working, helping women like you. I'm traveling the world. I left Atlanta almost 8 weeks ago. I'm traveling Asia. I'm working. My life has never been the same. And not because I got smaller, because I'm a size 4. It has nothing to do with the physical. It's everything to do with the internal. When you feel amazing, it just suppresses everything. So I'm here to say I want you to lose weight and discover or feel good about yourself again. But even more importantly, and I've seen this with my clients all the time, when you start losing weight, your world starts to change because you start discovering and stepping into your power. So I want you to know that weight loss is not just a physical thing. I say it's body transformation for life transformation, because the journey you're about to go on is taking you from where we are today. When you say, I need to lose 20 kilos or 40 pounds, you're simply saying, I want to cross the river to the other side and meet the Jane, the Mary, the Sylvie, the Jackie, who is 20 kilos lighter, who is 40 pounds lighter. That other version of you is like the upgraded version of you. She is the latest operating system. She is the confident, the happy, the one who gets everything she wants because she's amazing. She has everything that she needs. So you are today behind the starting line. Tomorrow is Monday. Tomorrow we begin the journey walking towards the best version of yourself. I'm not saying this to say it's going to be a smooth run in the park. You'll have good days, you'll have bad days, but that's why we are here. That's why I'm here to coach you. The reason weight loss is hard is because it requires long-term consistent change. How many of you over the many months or many years, you start a diet and you quit after a week? You start a diet, you're excited, you do really well after 2-3 weeks, a month, and then you quit. You go back to eating chocolate instead of eating an apple. You go back to taking too much alcohol instead of drinking more water. You go back to eating all the bad foods because eating healthy, it just doesn't stick. Something somewhere you lose your way. This is because there's a wiring that needs to get unwired. And that is why I'm doing this challenge to help begin the unwiring process. When I say I'm a health coach is a master of habit change. I want you to be able to pick an apple over a chocolate bar easily. I don't want it to be a struggle. I want you to be able to walk past a KFC, fried foods, or chicken or hamburger store, look at the food and say, I'm good, I'm fine. The way I'm feeling today, I'd never touch those foods if you paid me, even though those used to be the things that used to make your saliva drip. You used to drool when you walked past these places. I'm here to help you become a different person because it takes walking a different journey to be able to lose weight. And not just lose weight, ladies, lose weight and keep it off. I don't want you to lose weight and then gain it back again. Okay, I want you to lose it and be able to maintain the lifestyle. But more about that in the coming weeks. So let me jump straight into phase 1. Phase 1 is very simple. We're stopping to eat all the bad things: alcohol, sugar. I'm going to come back to sugar. Some of you have asked, can I have tea or coffee? 1 cup of tea, 1 cup of coffee a day will not kill you. What I do recommend is if you do take it, make sure you're taking it with not 100% all milk. Mix it with water. If you can, make sure this milk is fat-free or skimmed, and try and take more water than the milk. If you take sugar, if you want to sweeten your tea or your coffee, I highly recommend you stay away from sugar. But if you have access to stevia, if you have access to, for you guys in the US, erythritol is good. It's natural. Stevia is natural. What else is natural? Monk fruit sugar is natural, but sugar is one of the reasons we cannot lose weight. Next to sugar is wheat, pasta, bread, anything made from wheat, we are not touching over the next 10 days. We're also staying away from cheese and all that kind of stuff. So we're stepping away from the bad stuff, the pizza, the fried chicken, the hamburgers. I actually want you to commit that for the next 10 days, you'll do your best to eat only what is cooked in your household. The moment you go order food in a restaurant, you can't control the oil, the spices, the sugar, the salt. It's out of your control. So please commit to eating only what you can carry. Now, if you happen to have a meeting where you're going to meet at a restaurant, of course, you can't avoid that. I don't want you losing your job over this, but simply order normal food. And I'm going to jump into that briefly. So we're doing away with all the bad things. We're eating healthy, natural food. So here's a quick breakdown. Breakfast. I want everybody to eat protein and carbs for breakfast. I don't want you only eating carbs. If you're eating Weetabix, oats, sweet potato, you can even have rice and chicken for breakfast, or sweet potatoes and fish. You can have food. It doesn't have to be eggs all the time. If you do eggs, I want you to do egg whites. Again, with a carb, you can add vegetable, you can make an omelet. That is fine, but the requirement is your breakfast must have carbs and protein. Vegetable is optional if you want to. Are we clear on breakfast? I need some feedback below. Somebody is asking about honey. The body does not differentiate between sugar and honey. So we're not doing any honey. We're not doing any agave. We're only doing the sugar that I know the body does not respond to, which is stevia, monk fruit, erythritol. Does everybody understand breakfast? It's pretty simple. You can wake up in the morning and have some chicken with some rice. It doesn't have to be bacon and eggs. We're not even doing bacon. So everybody says, yes, we are perfect. So it's pretty simple. Yogurt or plain milk, those are milk, that's dairy, but I need you to have a solid protein. When I say a solid protein, it means it's chicken, it's fish, it's beef, or red meat, organs, liver. Some of you who eat kidneys, that's okay. Someone is asking, can one take a smoothie for breakfast? You could also take a smoothie if you're one of those people who are so busy and you don't even like taking breakfast. Or there's some people who say eating in the morning is not your thing. I highly recommend you you have a smoothie at that time. Judy says coconut milk cream in place of milk. Coconut milk is fine. Almond milk is fine. Any type of milk is fine, but not cream, not coconut cream. Herbal teas are good if you're doing the chamomile, hibiscus. There's so many different types of herbal tea. Herbal tea is perfect. Actually, herbal tea contributes to your water intake. Any type of milk, I don't care. Weetabix, isn't that a wheat product? Good question. Weetabix is a wheat product, but if you've ever noticed, Weetabix is brown. Weetabix is made from the germ of the wheat, which is the part that they take out when they're making flour. That's why flour is bleached and it's white. Weetabix is made from the kernel of the actual seed. And if some of you have ever noticed, Weetabix is very fibery. It has a lot of fiber. So Weetabix is the only exception to the wheat family that we can have in this group. Sugarless herbal tea, yes. Sugarless, perfect. Herbal, perfect. Yes. If you feel as though you want to have more tea during the day, you can have black tea, black coffee, but do not exceed. So if you take 1 cup of tea or coffee with milk in the morning and you want another, the second one could be black, but only one. Only one. There are some of you with a tea addiction. I'm speaking to you. We are not doing that. Cornflakes, no. Mushrooms for breakfast. Mushrooms are a good source of protein. If there are any people who do not eat meat, you can do mushrooms and rice and vegetables. For those of you who eat beans, lentils, for my Kenyan peeps, githeri, You can have any of those with vegetables in the morning. So lentils and rice would be good, but if you eat beans, it's beans and vegetables. Beans and lentils can never be eaten with rice or starch. Oats is a grain. Yes, oats is a carb. So you can do oats and eggs or oats and chicken or oats. Yes. Everybody seems to be in a good place for breakfast. Yes. Let me get a thumbs up. Breakfast. Yes, we're good. Simple. Porridge, that's a good question. If you want to take porridge, porridge takes the place of a carb. So you can have porridge, you can have, what else did somebody else ask? Yeah, porridge is good. So the carbs are anything starchy porridge. You could even have pumpkin, you could have any type, and you can replace these things. Porridge is okay. So anywhere I say a carb, feel free to replace carbs with what you have accessible to you. Rice. For those of you in Kenya, ugali is a carb. You can have ugali. For those of you in the US, ugali is hot water cornbread. We eat that as a meal. So, and it's not sweet, it's actually boiled, just like hot water cornbread, no sugar. So, yes. Wanjiko says the beans and rice clarification was a big eye opener. A lot of people don't know that beans are not true protein. For those of you who take whey protein, for the next 10 days, I would not recommend you taking any of this. Protein has a lot of additives that comes with its own issues. The only people I recommend to take whey protein are people who have intense workouts. But for this next 10 days, I'd recommend you to rely on food. So I wouldn't recommend any whey protein. Sugar-free cereal like Alpine. What is Alpine? What's in it? For those of you in the US, you can have cashew cereal. Cashew cereal is 100% natural. Yeah, that's a good cereal. Sugar-free cereal, I don't know what Alpine is. You have to tell me what's in it. For those people who like granola, you can have granola as long as it doesn't have raisins or sultanas. It doesn't have dried fruit. It doesn't have anything sweet. Plain granola, which to me is like oats, because it's just oats and nuts. You can have all the additives. The other additives add sugar to it. So we're not doing any granola, which I think might be kind of what Alpine is. I don't know. I'm trying to keep this very simple because things that come in boxes tend to have things we can control, with the exception of Weetabix and cashew cereal. Yam, cassava, again, I'm only giving a few examples. Yam, cassava, green bananas or raw bananas, all those are carbs. You pick the one that works for you and your family. Oats and desiccated coconut, granola. Again, if you're doing granola, I need it plain, literally just oats and a bit of nuts. And I don't actually, no granola at all, because granola comes with so many calories from nuts and other things. No granola. Moving on to lunch. Lunch is simple. The only difference is at lunch, I want you having, oh, sorry, I saw something on the window. I want you having carbs, protein, and vegetable. Vegetable is a must for lunch. So if you're having rice and chicken, I need you to have a green leafy vegetable. Like I said, the right vegetables I want to see on people's pictures are green beans, broccoli, spinach, kale, or sukuma wiki, as we call it in Kenya. I want to see salads for those of you in hot climates. Yes. And again, the protein is simple: chicken, fish. I think I went into details of a protein. So lunch is pretty simple. Any questions about lunch? If you're having a plant-based protein, beans, githeri, lentils, only with vegetables for lunch. Are we clear on lunch? Thumbs up. Any questions about lunch? Let me look here to see what questions had been asked. Let's see. There's some questions. Somebody asked about, can I take butternut soup as a carb? If you take butternut soup as a carb, that means you can take then on the side, you can only do this for lunch. Yes, for lunch you can have butternut soup and then have your protein and vegetables on the side. Let me see, I'm pulling up some of the other questions I'd seen in the group, and while I do that, feel free to ask questions below. Okay, examples of salads. Now this is based on where you're available. I don't know, or not available, what you have where you are. A salad to me is lettuce, cucumbers, tomatoes. Lettuce, cucumbers, tomatoes, that's a salad. Mix that with some lemon, squeeze the lemon on it, or some vinegar. That's it. No creamy, no a Thousand Island, no, just balsamic vinegar and some lemon. That's it. But because people in this group are in so many different countries, I say mix whatever vegetables you have available. Salads cannot have mayo. The only thing you can have on your salad as a dressing is lemon and balsamic vinegar. You can actually make kachumbari. Kachumbari, for those of you in other countries, is pico de gallo. You can use pico de gallo, which is onions, tomatoes mixed together. You can use that as a dressing for your salad. I'm still on lunch. I haven't talked about snacks, so bear with me. People are asking questions about sweet corn. Corn is like corn is a carb, so corn is not a protein, it's not a vegetable, it's a carb. So when you ask about sweet corn, I'm assuming I don't know what you're asking, Jane. Cauliflower is is a good vegetable, yes. Lydia asks about seasoning. I'm not changing how you season your food. Use the same seasoning, use the same cooking style, except frying. You cannot deep fry food, like you cannot deep fry fish or deep fry chicken. Your food needs to be sauteed. Sauteed is where you have maybe some onions, some tomatoes, and you cook your food, and you maybe have a bit of a stew. I'm not changing how you cook your food, your seasonings. I'm keeping that the same. Wangeshi asks, can you have balsamic salad dressing? I'm skeptical about balsamic dressings because they have a lot of calories. A lot of calories. Unless you make one yourself. I don't know what country you're in. In the US, there's one that's 30 calories for 1 tablespoon. That is okay, but again, salad dressings increase the calories of salads and mess up the salad. I haven't come to portions, so bear with me, move with me at the same pace. The only question I ask is, does everybody understand lunch before I move to dinner, then move to snacks and all that? Sweet corn mixed with salad. So if you add sweet corn to your salad, that means you're adding carbs to your salad, which means you cannot have rice or potatoes or anything else, because the corn will count as the starch in your meal. So if you're having a salad with sweet corn and your protein, then that's an entire meal. That's okay. Eggplant, zucchini, great vegetables as well. Purple cabbage, yeah. Smoothies for lunch. You can have a smoothie for lunch as long as you have a really good breakfast. I don't want people having a smoothie for breakfast and a smoothie for lunch. We're not having any avocado. No avocado. No avocado. Now let's move on to dinner. Let's move on to dinner. Actually, I'm gonna move on to snack. Actually, yeah, I'll go to dinner before I come to the snacks. Okay, dinner, I want you to have protein and veg. So this is where you're having chicken and vegetables. beef and vegetables, fish and vegetables. I do not want you having lentils for dinner. I want you having lentils or beans only at lunch or breakfast, not dinner time. Dinner time is a pure protein. You can even have eggs and vegetables, pure protein and vegetables. Simple. Are we on the same page about this? So if you decide you're going to have a smoothie for breakfast, you must eat the rest of the time. If you decide you're going to have a smoothie for lunch, you must eat the rest of the time. Jane Kinuthia, when you're done being crushed, come right back. We'll be here waiting for you. Perfect. Now let's talk about snacks. I want everybody to eat 3 times a day. If at some time during the day you feel hungry, I only want you to have a snack if it's been 3 hours after your last meal. So if you had breakfast at 7 and now it's 10:30 in the morning and you're hungry and you're not having lunch till 2, I'm only allowing you to have a snack in between your meals if the time in between is at least 6 hours. So if you had breakfast at 6 and lunch is at 1, you can have a snack 3 hours after your first meal. Does that make sense? If you had breakfast at 6 a.m. and you're having lunch at 1, at about 9:30, you can have a snack. You can have an apple. Because after 9:30, you have to go another 3 hours before your lunch break. Does that make sense? If you had your breakfast at 8 and your lunch is at 12, and then between 12, you're having dinner at 8 p.m., you can have a snack at about 4 p.m. Does this make sense? The reason I'm very specific is because I don't want you having your lunch or your breakfast and then an hour later you're eating an apple. You shouldn't be having a snack if your eating window is less than 4 hours. So if you have your breakfast at 8 and your lunch is at 1, you can wait for lunch. 4 to 5 hours is okay. The only time you really need a snack is if your lunch was 1 o'clock and your dinner is at 7 or 8, you need a snack at about 4 p.m. Yes, and the snack, as I said, is you could have a few nuts, you could have an apple. We're not having mangoes, we're not having pineapples, because the high sugar fruits do not work with weight loss. Fructose is a natural sugar, but when this sugar goes into your bloodstream, the body cannot quite identify if it's from a chocolate bar or if it's from a fruit. They both will get stored in the liver if they're excessive, and then in your fat cells. Your body is agnostic of the source. And this is the same reason why honey, agave, sugar, all these things I eliminate from your diet, because we have not come to understand how the body works. The body does not say, oh, this is sugar from a fruit, so this is good sugar, so she will not add calories tonight. No, the body does not know. When it comes down to a biochemical level, when it comes down to science and how the body works, sugar from a mango and sugar from a chocolate bar, at the end of the day, is processed the same. So the only fruits I'm allowing you to enjoy when you have a long window of between your meals, at about 6 hours or at least 6.5 hours, is an apple. Grapefruit is so good for fat burning. An apple, preferably a green apple, but I'll let a red apple slide. Grapefruit, nuts. Those are your only snacks over the next 3 days. As far as meal times go, I'm not putting a solid, the first 4 days, I don't care what time you eat. If you have dinner, you have chicken and vegetables at 9 p.m. and at 9:30 you're going to bed, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what, they need to be plain nuts, Wanjiko, not trail mix. When I say nuts, I mean literally it's either peanuts or cashews and they need to be a handful. I'm going to share a post here to show how many nuts or the portion of the nuts you should be eating. Now, on to food portions, I think everybody understood. A feast is the size of your carbs, your palm is the size of your protein, and as much vegetables as you want. If you find yourself feeling hungry, ladies, it's normal. Don't freak out. If you've ever done the detox, you realize that the first 2 to 3 days of any program are the hardest. I'm warning you right now. The first few days will not be easy, but I need you to know that it gets easier. So do not give in. Do not give in. You cannot lose weight without going through a struggle. That is the point I'm trying to make. Weight loss is not easy because you have to go through a struggle. You have to force your body to comply to the changes. So the first 3 days, the first actually 2 to 4 to 5 days for some people is you forcing your body to do what you want it to do versus your body running your life. You are running your body. So if you feel uncomfortable, it's normal. If you feel hungry, get your water bottle, sip your water, drink your herbal tea. That's why I asked that everybody gets a bottle. Everybody needs to drink a minimum of 2.5 liters of water a day. So be positive about the discomfort. It takes some discomfort to make progress. Watermelon is not part of this. Almonds, Yvonne, everybody, any nuts. I don't know what country you're in. So when I say nuts, I use the word nuts because you might be in a country that has walnuts, Brazilian nuts, peanuts, cashews, pistachios. I don't care what type they are. Whatever nuts it is that you have access to is what you use. There are people who can only find peanuts or afford peanuts. It's okay. Whichever one you can find is the one I want you to use. Andy says, is that a guy, Andy Karaoke? How did he even get in here? Very worrisome. Can I skip dinner? Somebody must have shared this link with somebody, with people who are not in the program. Okay, let me do a recap of what we have here. Duta asked a good question. How many hours in between meals? Right now, I'm going to say, I want you to do at least between 3 and 5. If you have breakfast at 8 o'clock, the soonest you can have lunch is actually 4 to 6. The soonest you can have lunch is about 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock. So at least 4 to 6 hours-ish is okay. But if you're doing 6 hours, then that means you might need a snack in between. Do not go longer than 6 hours without a snack. Do not go, if you go over 6 hours, you definitely need a snack. Let me see if there's anything I haven't answered. Does everybody understand what we're doing? Breakfast, carbs, and protein. Veg is if you want. Lunch, protein, carbs, veg. Dinner, protein, veg. If you need to snack, that means you have a very long window, and this will require planning on your part. If you know you're going to a meeting, a lunch meeting with your company or your client at 2 o'clock and you're having breakfast at 8, then take a moment to think about your day and say, oh, lunch is at 2 today, a meeting at 8, that means I need to take with me an apple. You'd rather have a snack with you and not eat it than not have it, and then you're very hungry, and then when you get home, you eat 2 plates of food. That's what we need to avoid. We're not measuring per se, but we're estimating the portions of your food after cooking when you're putting it on the plate. Now, let's talk about what I want everyone to do tomorrow morning. Monday morning, I want everyone to get on the scale, check your weight. I know some of you are still celebrating the holidays and eating your last bad food today. Step on the scale, check your weight, and then I want you to use the tape measure and take your weight, your measurements at the bust, the waist, and the hips. And I want you to take your measurements in inches, not centimeters. I don't speak centimeters when it comes to measurements. Take your measurements and I want you to write them down. And we're going to repeat this process 3 times. We'll repeat this on day 5. We'll repeat this on day 10. So make sure you write it down in your little book, because I'm going to ask you how you're doing. Wanjiko says, I get headaches because of hunger pangs. Yes, you can take painkillers, but it's also your body trying to adjust to what you're doing. So it's a withdrawal symptom, especially if you take a lot of coffee, tea, or sugar. That's very normal. How many days till my body adapts? It varies from person to person. Some people, it depends on what you've been eating before. So I can't tell you. Some people, it's 3 days. Some people, it's a week. You just have to wait it out. Sonny says rice cakes as carbs for breakfast. No, that's not a good starch. When I say a starch, I need a solid starch. I need sweet potato, I need oats, I need Weetabix. The reason your breakfast has to be a solid carb is because it keeps you from being hungry, more hungry during the day, Sonny. So I need a solid carb. Rice cake and peanut butter is not a meal. You need a solid carb. If you're having, Wangeshi asks a good question, portion for milk if you're having breakfast, but you didn't say using it for breakfast for what? For tea? If you're having it in your Weetabix or your oats, you need to maybe do like maybe half a cup to 1 cup. All right, ladies. I think I've exhausted answering all the many questions, but I'm so excited. Again, I've given you the times and the days that I'll be coming on air telling you what to do for the next phase. And I don't want you to freak out. Some of you have families. I don't want I don't want you worrying about special food being cooked for you during the next 10 days and special food for your family. You can still have the same food cooked in your household. For example, dinner, they don't need to cook any special meal for you because you can have whatever is cooked. You just know you're not eating any carbs. If you're eating at a restaurant at lunch, you know you cannot have fries and a burger. You're going to order some chicken, some rice, and some vegetable. So don't overthink the process. Part of the reason my clients succeed in losing weight is because I help you lose weight using the foods you already eat. I don't ask you to eat any special foods. You can still eat what you were eating. I just show you how to arrange it in a way that works for weight loss. Can I put currants in my oats? No, we're not doing fruits. We're not doing raisins. We're not doing sultanas. Your oats and your Weetabix need to be plain. We're not eating fruits actually, other than apples, grapefruit, and grapefruit. Susan, I explained why we eat Weetabix earlier. I'm sorry, if in case you came in late, you might have to rewatch this, but Weetabix is part of the list. Chicken skin, good question. Here's a secret about weight loss. If you're eating chicken, and it helps when you eat only the chicken without the skin. If you eat beef 3 times a week, it helps a lot when you do not eat the parts with the fat. Buy lean cuts of meat. That's a good point. That's a very good point. But I don't want to stress, for example, if somebody had already bought chicken that they're eating tomorrow and it's, it has the skin, I wouldn't worry too much about that right now. Right now, what I'm worried about is, can you step away from the bad foods? Can you step away from the wheat, the alcohol, the sugar, the cakes, the cookies, the sweets? Can we step away from that and eat the right healthy foods that support fat burning and weight loss? So let's keep it basic. If you think you've been eating healthy, you can take it a notch higher by saying, okay, I'm going to eat real lean cuts of meat. I'm not going to eat any meat, any chicken that has skin or any beef that has fat. That will help you a lot. Avocados are fats, and we're not eating fats right now because they're very high. Avocados are super high in fat, and when you're trying to lose weight, they go against what you're trying to do. They have they're very high in fat. The only healthy fat we're eating during this challenge is peanuts, nuts. That's it. All right, ladies, it's been 54 minutes of awesomeness. Now, I want to repeat again. Every single day, take a picture of your food. You saw the examples. Take a picture before you go to bed. Come to the group and post what you ate. post the time, 8 a.m., Weetabix, eggs and vegetable. 12 o'clock, rice. Describe what's on your plate, the time, and also share what time you drank your, how much water you drank. Share this every single day. And one of the things that will be helpful is when you see what other people are eating, you get an idea. I saw a lady who posted her breakfast meal. She posted her breakfast meal, and you were able to, a lot of people said, oh, that looks good, I'll try that tomorrow. You also exchange ideas when it comes to ideas of what to cook, because healthy eating is difficult when it comes to trying to think what to eat. So this is another reason why I will come in the group and I'll look at people, all your food, and leave a comment. So when I see your food, when I see there's a mistake, I can say to you, oh, you made a mistake, you shouldn't be eating this, instead do this. So I'm able to correct you when I see, but when I can't see, I can't help you. So this goes back to being a good student, right? All right, it's been an amazing 1 hour. Let us all commit to giving this program a chance. Let us do our best. And tomorrow is day 1. I have so much faith in you, ladies. I have so much faith in just you being here, all you 91 of you. So let us do this. Let's kick off this session and have an amazing 3 days. But remember that on Tuesday, I'm going to come and talk to you about phase 2. And on Friday, I'll be talking to you about phase 3. Next Sunday, I'll be right here doing the same thing that I'm doing here. So I'm always going to be talking to you daily. Comment on the posts I'm posting. This community is for us to be able to support each other, even though I am your coach, giving you the overall direction and inspiration to do the right thing. Are you ladies ready for tomorrow? As you sign off, let me get a ready in the comments below. Anita said ready. Pauline says ready. At the end of the 10 days, I'm going to give some gifts to the people who participate the most in the group. So if you that incentivizes you to do even more commitment. I'm not giving times for the Tuesday and Friday because they'll be recorded. They'll be pre-recorded. They won't be lives. A lot of ready. Beatrice says, thank you. You're welcome, ladies. Have an awesome afternoon. Bye, Faith, Lydia. Jibuzo says, I make it sound doable. It is doable, ladies. You can do it. I know you can do this, so I'm not worried at all. You got this, and I got you, so no worries, right? Ready, Jackie, Gladys, Susan, Miss Bui, Pauline, Emily, Asha, Beatrice, Salmation, Marie, Claire, Sharon, Wanjikongugi. Everybody says ready. Betty, you probably came in later. I explained why I had to do this on on YouTube, but I'll be back on Facebook once I'm back in. Ready, ready, ready. High five to you all. High five. Mwah, mwah. Have a good afternoon. Have a good day. And I'll be talking to you in the middle of the week. And don't be surprised if I pop in on Facebook Live randomly during the week if I want to say something. So that will happen too. Asha says bikini body under construction. Yeah. We are all about an amazing 2020. High five, Asha. Wangeshi Minor says, I'm ready. Ladies, keep it simple. Don't overthink it. Have an awesome day. And we will be talking later in the week. Bye.